All right, doing this revamp here of our yoga bracelet with some new materials, new supplies, and just a little new tips and techniques for you to use as you are creating your design. Need the materials? Let me show you how. Click on the link in the description below to go to our website. Then click on the Add All Materials to Cart button. If any items are out of stock, don't worry. Just pick your favorite alternative from the options displayed. All right, now let's get started making our project. All right, so we're gonna kind of redo the yoga bracelet with some of the materials that we have now that I think are really helpful and useful to use for this style. We're gonna be using a button, and we're gonna be using a collection of gemstones and seed beads and some metal as well. And I wanna go over the knotting cord. So there is the 0.5 and the 0.8. The 0.8 is what I used here as an example to show you the size difference as we work with the 0.5. Now, why one versus the other? It's because depending on what beads you want to get on, sometimes you have to use the 0.5 millimeter versus the 0.8. That thickness difference is going to affect a little bit which beads fit on. So if you're grabbing some, you might want to get both of those. I'm going to be using the 0.5 because I do want to get some of these smaller gemstones on here and kind of get this Southwest kind of fall feel to it. And how much cord? So about 5 feet of your cord is going to get you about 12 inches when you're knotting about 2 or 3 knots between each bead. This is general math because these beads are way tinier than the same amount of these beads. Takes up less space, obviously. So the smaller beads you are, the more cord you need. The bigger beads you have, the less cord you need because they take up more space. So approximately 5 feet of the knotting cord is going to get you about 12 inches of knot. What that means is that's the one side of the cord. So I'm going to cut my cord so I can do a 3 wrap around the bracelet. When I go in here, I'm going to want the length of 3 wraps around. So 7 times 7 times 7. Plus I need extra wiggle room. So 4 times around for a 3-time around bracelet. Plus then 5 times per foot. So 5 feet per foot of whatever your bracelet is. So the way it's going to work out is you are going to do the most likely 4 feet for your longer piece of cord. And then to do those 4 feet, it's going to be longer than you need. You're going to times 4 times 20 because that 5 feet is going to get you 1 foot or 12 inches. Not great with math, but that's how it should be. So you're going to use about 24 feet total, which is a ton of thread. I know it can get annoying, and you can wrap it around a spool if you want to. You can always also add extra thread when working with the BeadTec knotting cord because it'll burn nicely, and we'll show how to do that as well. First things first, I know I want to do about 3 wraps. That's about 15 feet of cord plus my extra 4. So I'm going to do right about 20 feet of my cord. 1, 2, 3, 4 wingspan lengths to start out.
3 stunning jewelry pieces, all made by you, for less than $20 each. 1 box, 3 kits, hours of inspiration. Plus, subscribe quarterly and get a jewelry making board, pattern collection, and the Varuna V bracelet free. Take your jewelry making to the next level with the PotomacBeads Kit Edition. Subscribe today.
So we're going to take our button here, and the first thing we're going to do is put the button onto the cord. You can start with the loop if you want to, but I'm going to put the button onto the cord, and I'm going to let that drop down to the bottom of that 3 to 4 feet, depending on how long you want to go. So you're going to have one side of cord that's really long and one that's a little bit shorter. And we're going to tie a simple knot here, stabilizing and making the button stay in place. You can see I'm pulling all that cord through. Get that knot right up next to your button there. And then I'm going to do a second knot going through. If you want to, the cord is really strong, but you can loop the cord through there again. All right, so now I'm ready to go to add my beads on. To add my beads on, I'm going to take that shorter cord, which again is about 3 or 4 feet, depending on how many wraps you're doing. And I'm going to take it and start adding my beads. I'm going to add some small beads at the start and just add these on here. I have some 8/0 seed beads, some 6/0 seed beads, some Jasper and jade. All right, Now this is an example of showing. So see how this is kind of hard to get in there because this cord is fraying a little bit. What you're going to want to do is take a lighter, light up the cord there. That's going to create a nice little hard edge that's going to keep it from fraying. That way, as you go in and you put these beads on, they show, or they go very simply onto the cord. When I design this, I generally do it in chunks. So I'm going to do, a couple inches. Now remember, there's 3 beads, but by the time we do the knots, they're going to sit a little bit separated. So I usually do a couple here of that ocean jasper, a couple of the turquoise, add a couple of silvers. And again, I'm putting these all on that shorter of the 2 cords. So you've got 3 to 4 feet on one side. That's the one that I'm feeding them onto. And then after that, I have my cord that is going to be my longer one that we're going to be doing our knots with. Now, do you have to preload all the beads on? You don't, but it just saves you time. Instructions will say to preload or not preload. It's kind of up to you. We're going to let these all drop down next to that design. You can keep going, or if you want to, you can take a break, start going. I know with 3 of those. Then I'm going to go in and add some of my turquoise. And after I add maybe 5 turquoise, maybe some more blue. And then I'm going to go in and just use my bead stopper at the bottom of that. And I'll add more beads as I go, or you can add the whole thing. Now we're going to start our knots. I'm just going to kind of push this bead collection off to the side here. You can do this with a clipboard. That's really helpful. And that will allow you to kind of hold down that button as you're working on it. And the shorter piece is what we're going to be doing knots with. Now, this is super long. Super, 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 super long. Because remember, you're doing about 20 inches. I usually will just grab a scrap tube or usually just a scrap piece of paper. Here's one that I recorded earlier. Gonna bend it in half there. I'm gonna go to the end of the cord and I'm just gonna simply wrap it around. I want this to be small though because I want it to be able to go through the loops that I'm creating, but this keeps me from having to pull all that cord through. You can also use the kumihimu bobbins as well. Those are really good to use with this. All right, so from here now, I'm going to push those beads kind of out of the way, push one up where it needs to be, and then we're going to do a series of knots. And these are just very, very simple half hitch knots. The long piece goes over the shorter piece, the one that's attached to the beads. You're gonna go underneath that longer piece, and you're gonna pull that blue cord or the cords total through that loop. So I'm pulling the blue paper through there. I'm going to show you without the blue paper so you can see it. And then see that half hitch knot there? It goes just right up. When you don't have it there, you're going to go, again, that longer piece over top of the shorter piece there, crossing over. Then you take that longer piece through the loop that you just created to create that little half hitch knot. You're pulling, pulling, pulling. I'm taking it off the blue cord. You see I'm pulling, pulling, pulling. And as you get further down in the project, it actually gets faster and easier because it has less and less cord to pull through. And then I'm going to go to the end here, pull that through, and then once again do that half hitch knot. Now you can choose whether or not you want 1 knot, 2 knots afterwards. I'm going to do a 3rd knot here, going through, going over the top of that longer cord, tucking underneath the bottom, and going through the loop. Pull that whole long piece through, or the bobbin through, and then you have that half hitch knot there, goes right up next to your bead. Now we're gonna go in, push another bead up. You can do 1 bead, you can do 2 beads, it's up to you. That bead is there, we cross over top of that shorter piece, we go underneath the shorter piece and through that loop that was created. I always like to call that my Snoopy nose, and then we go underneath Snoopy's nose. Nice tight pull there. Do it again, there's my Snoopy. You go behind his ear there, come out through the middle of his face, and up, nice and tight. And that's it. We're just going to continue to pull beads up towards the end as we work in to get multiple wraps along this bracelet. Okay, so working on the actual piece here, I want to show you a little bit about how I go about. You can see I still have more on here, and I'm running out of cord, and I promised you that I would show you how to add more. So one thing when I'm designing, and again, it's just that simple knot here, and I'll show you, I like to think about how it's going to line up on my wrist. Now this is hard if you're making it for somebody else, but when I do it, I don't want the turquoise to be sitting right on top of one another. So I kind of put it on as I'm making it and make sure that it's lining up well and that I like the look of it. I have a little bit more to go to do my fourth wrap here, and I need more string. Now, I told you guys I used 5 feet or 20 feet. I probably only used about 14 just because it's so much to pull through on the video. So what I'm about to do is show you how to fuse them together. I already cut it, that's right, it's around my neck. Okay, so here's a new piece of cord. Here's my old piece of cord. I intentionally have a bead there that has a little bit of a bigger hole on it because that's gonna make it easier for me to go in and to attach these. Simple, simple, simple. Right after the bead or at the end of a knot here, you can see I got a knot in mine too. With this smaller, you won't see it. You can, if you want to, go right in, do an overhand knot, knot these together. Try to get them as close to the project as possible, as knotted together. That's it. That's all. With the thicker, sometimes you can tell, but I'm gonna go right in and I'm going to burn that off as I go in. So I'm gonna show you that technique right now. Pulling that down nice and tight. And remember, this will stretch a tiny bit. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to cut this down. And that new cord is on, and this is off to the side. Now you can use the lighter or you can use your zap thread burners, all of that. And I'm just burning those two basically next to one another down. While it's a little hot, I tack that down, slide up my next bead, which is just gonna kind of hide that right in there. And then once again, take this new longer piece of cord, which is way longer than I need it, so I'm gonna cut some of that off. And go in like I'm doing my regular piece. And this I've been tucking underneath my bead on it board upstairs and just came down to record this section as I was working on it. Once again, cross over the short piece, go through that loop that you made. And I've been doing 3 knots in between each. There you go, see how it just kind of gets hidden in between there. Right over, cross over, do my knot, up it goes, cross over, do the knot. And you can see when I'm working with it, I really like throw it over as I'm working. And then slide your next bead up. And you can make this as many wraps as you want. I did enough base cord to do 5 wraps if I wanted to around. And I'm gonna stop at 4. I just throw it over, do my loop, pull it through the middle, up it goes. Again, as I'm moving it around here, a clipboard, or like I said, because there's so much weight to it now, I put it under my bead on it board upstairs and I was knotting on that. There it goes, ready for the next one to go up. And that's it. So I'm going in here and I'm going to keep adding my more beads, keep adding my wrap, and we get this total look that we're going for. All right, so once you're at the end of your bracelet here, and I'm at the end of this mix, I'm just gonna take both strands here, take my bead stopper off, and move that bead board over there. Get a little bit closer here. We're gonna go in and we're just gonna tie a knot. That's basically tying those 2 cords together and ending the bracelet. Now, I like to use both of these cords to make this loop. One option that you can do is still do, if you have enough cord, you can go through and you can make the loop knotted. You can also just do a turnover tie to the size of the button and have it be done. In the instructions, if you get the kit or you're looking at it here, it's gonna say just tie it and off you go and you're done. What I'm gonna do instead is do a lot of knotting, just to show you a little bit of a variation here. So, oops, let's get that camera back up. So I'm doing the same thing that we've been doing, except instead of going in and adding beads, I'm just gonna continue with this knotting. And it keeps coming down, I know. Let's raise that up. You can see I'm just doing those half hitch knots. What that's going to do is make the loop a little thicker and a little firmer for the button to stay on. Do you have to do this? Absolutely not. But going in here, I find that it adds a little bit to the look. So once again, we're just doing that same half hitch knot, doing a nice tight pull. You can see that spiral starting to occur. When that starts to occur also, you can twist it, if that makes sense. You can basically twist it over. So that way, when you look, you can kind of throw it over there, bring it around the bottom, or twist your project, and that'll make it a little bit easier for you to hold. I'm going to continue doing that, and then we're going to show you how to tie it into a loop that fits our button and burn off the extra thread. All right, so I've gone through and you can see that twist that's involved in there, and I've made it long enough to loop over here and tie my button to, or tie a loop that my button will go around. Now that I'm done, I'm going to take this side here and I'm going to go through the other side here, bring it down near the design, just like that, and then I'm going to tie this around. And it's the same thing if you are doing just a plain loop and not going through with doing that extra little knotted loop. You can see I'm just pulling it, whoops, a little too far down there, went around a bead. Push that back up. There we go. Just did that nice little knot there. I'm also going to knot these two cords by themselves afterwards. There we go. As close to that project as possible. Once we have that, just like we did when we added thread, we're going to do the same thing here, where we cut it short. Short, but not too short. You also want to make sure your loop does go through. I tested the button. I'm going to put that off to the side, and because it's here, we're going to get our high fire powered lighter here. You can see I'm not even touching the flame to it. I'm just getting it close enough to melt it. If it catches on fire, let it cool a couple seconds, and then you can press it down against the design. And then you have the loop for your bracelet. So now I'm going to take it, wrap it on, wrap it on, wrap it on, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put that loop through my button and wear my 4-strand yoga bracelet. Super fun to make these. You can make them with lots and lots of different beads, lots of button styles, and actually also wear it as a necklace. So just kind of pulling that off. And if you want to, wearing it as a longer necklace, go with like a shorter one, like this cluster one as well. Thanks so much for joining me in creating this fun yoga design. Remember, you can do this with lots of different colors, sizes, beads, and in the beginning of the video, I showed you how to gather your materials. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned a lot and got a lot of inspiration, and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.